Trading Journal. What's today? March 19th, 2024. Oh, so third red day in a row. Um, I guess the benefit is the red days are getting smaller. So that's one good thing. I thought today was actually worse. Um, but I was a little surprised when I saw my P&L. Um, but all right, let's get into it. First trade I took was on AMD, and so this one was kind of an iffy trade. Um, it opened up and almost immediately started cracking the pre-market low, which I'm not a fan of taking trades when it's that close, but because I saw the overhead resistance from the EMAs, I thought I'd give it a shot. Sure enough, I go short, it starts going down a bit, and then he starts coming right back up and stops me out. So, it's another lesson learned. Like I kind of knew already not to trust that setup, um, but I took a stab at it um, and got burned. And for the next hour, it was just chopping around, and um, thought about shorting here, but nah, too risky. I stayed out of it. No other trades or opportunities on this particular stock for the day. Um, Meta was the next trade. So Meta, um, this one worked. I took a short on the 5 minute opening range low, the break of the low. Got in, took profit, and I was a little hesitant on this particular stock as well, just because it's Meta. Not a huge fan of how it trades, but was able to be profitable on this particular trade, which um, netted me about $118. And I'm glad I was quick to take profits. I was debating on whether I should get out. Um, I was kind of thinking 480 should be my target. Um, that's the target. Uh, my mentor set as he took this trade as well. So I think perhaps he got stopped out, but I took my little profit. He might have took. We were both thinking the same thing. The way it started trading on this candle, I didn't want to risk it. Plus, I had another short going, so I had two positions open, and I just decided this is the one to cut and let the other one see perhaps run. So this one came out to be a winner, small winner, but nonetheless a winner. It's a great trade. I say it's a setup. It's classic. B plus setup, entry, B execution, A overall trade, B, and I didn't write the other trade. What was it? I don't know. Anyways, AMD was the first trade. We'll get back to that another time, maybe. Meta, NVDA. Let's talk about NVDA. That was the next one. Sure, NVDA. With all the hype surrounding it, about the stock doubling in the near future. Oh, I didn't have any bias. I just traded what I saw, which is what I'm supposed to do. I took the short here. Um, wasn't sure if I should because it came down from here all the way down here, so I was kind of iffy about it. But I did take it. Um, Probably would have felt better getting in here, but I got in and got out. So again, because of the way the stock was acting, I just got out in here, took my little profit, and stock reversed and went all the way up here. So once again, kind of glad I just went ahead and took profit quickly. That's something I've gotten better at the past week or two, week and maybe week and a half, and it's been helping me stay afloat. Taking profits is the name of the game, and that's one of the things I struggle with a lot because I'm thinking more longer term, bigger gains. But yeah, with AMD, that our NVDA, it was about $160 profit on that. And then the next trade I took was Tesla. Tesla. Right, so Tesla. So took another short. So I was just shorting. And so I'm just taking my profits real quick. This is a better setup, but it is Tesla, so I don't trust it that much. But hey, I got in. I guess I got in on this candle. After it confirmed, nervous as shit because Tesla can make these wild swings unexpectedly. It seems like I went short 200 shares, risking above the high, and luckily there was some follow through. I was kind of kicking myself because I got out here. What happened? Yeah, so I took my first target pretty much at the low of this candle, and then I was gonna let it run a bit more. So it does run down a bit, but not quite to where I was 167 was going to be my final target. It just stops short of that and then starts coming back up, and so I got out almost at the low of this candle. So the first target netted me about $120. The next one netted me about 111, so that's about $230 profit on this trade. So this was overall a fairly good one, the best trade probably of the day. So to grade it, setup, it's a B setup, entry A, execution pass, overall trade a B. I believe the next one, what is it? PIXY. Where's that one at? So after losing my very first trade, the next three in a row, I was profitable. And then, boom, I run into this. Now, I was watching it and I took my eyes off for a second, and then it starts to take off. And now I'm once again thinking like, oh, I just gotta get in. It's about to rip back up 640 or whatever. I get in, it goes up a little bit, and then next candle stops me out. So that's just how these stocks trade. I was a little disappointed I didn't get in earlier. Had I got in on the bounce, the first candle, or even as it started to run up, I could have maybe taken a profit. I probably wouldn't have, but with 600 shares, that could have been enough to make a profit. But anyways, just my entry was bad, and I was chasing because I guess I get married to the stock once I start watching it for a while. I was watching it as it started pulling in, so almost an hour later, it starts to go, and I'm just disappointed that I'm not in it, and I get in late. So I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna do a much better job the rest of the week. Just not chasing the trades. I'm sick of doing that. That's just my emotions in full effect. Um, my entry on this is D, D plus, execution pass, setup, C plus, overall trade D plus or C minus. So that was a loss. And then APM. APM's the next trade. Oh, there we go. All right, so here's APM on the daily. Not a whole lot of movement, but it hit the watch list on the YouTube scanner, and so this is another stock I started watching as it comes down. Tweezer bottom starts to run up. Now this one I could definitely have taken profit had I got in at a good price, but I get in here again. I'm kind of chasing. I got to learn to just let it go. Next candle starts to run up. I add to it, and it just runs up even more. I'm thinking, okay, it hits 12. Start taking profits. I'm out. I should be out, but nope. It just stops me out. Continues to sell off. Stops me out. So I shouldn't have added, but I just felt like I didn't have enough shares, and I couldn't buy enough shares because I got in kind of late. So um, I decided to buy more shares once we kind of confirmed above this high, and it bit me in the butt. But ended up with a loss of almost $200 on APM. Yeah. So the setup on here, not the best setup. It's kind of sporadic. I had to use the 9 as a support, or the bounce as my guide, which I don't tend to like to do, but given how far it was from the 20, it is what it is. The great setup is a C minus, C minus. My entry on this: D execution, A pass, overall trade D plus. Just this, the price action is just terrible on this. So now that's another loss, and I think that was the last loss, the last trade. So I thought, the last two trades, especially this one, I shouldn't have been in, and yeah. Yeah, so after my first trade on uh, AMD, I was kind of feeling like it's gonna be another bad day. But then I was able, the luck of the market, I brought myself back to green, 3 green trades in a row. I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'm back. I could trade. I could stop feeling trading with so much pressure to just, just less pressure. Trade with less pressure, and that's the pressure of just trying not to lose anymore is tough, and then the pressure to get back to green weighs on me more and more. So it helps when my first trade is green. But yeah, it didn't work out today. Um, The only thing I can say is $130 is not that bad, thankfully. But in the grand scheme of things, being down almost $1,600, that's tough. I would need a really good winter to come back from this hole. Hopefully something works in my favor tomorrow, but that's it for today. That's my recap.